This is the chapter 8, uh, International Distribution, Part 2. I'll talk about intermediary in international distribution. An intermediary is a third-party entity that facilitates the movement or sale of goods between the manufacturer or exporter and the final buyer in a foreign market. Intermediary means somebody in between two parties. So you are in between producer and retailer. So that's we call intermediary. They do not produce the goods, but help distribute, sell, store, or manage them across borders. They are not producers, but they are other additional distribution, selling, storage, or management of them. So the products is an intermediary. Intermediaries' key role are about 6 categories. The first one is market access, help foreign food producers enter local markets. So foreign producers, they don't know much about the local market, so the intermediary can help them to access to the local market. And secondly is local knowledge, understand regulations, culture, or consumer behavior. So intermediary knows more than anyone else for these regulations, culture, or consumer behavior. And third one is sales and promotion. So they are selling to the downstream buyers. Downstream means upstream means the suppliers or producers. And then they are selling to wholesaler and retailer and consumer. That part we call the downstream. So they buy from the producer, intermediary, and then they are selling to retailers. That's we call downstream. And inventory management is stock and fulfilled orders locally. They usually have a warehouse, and then they stock the products, and then they receive the order, and then they fulfill. In other words, they deliver the products to the customers. And the risk reduction is absorb financial or logistical or legal risks. As you know, international business is a lot of risks, but producers, they cannot take 100% risk. So that's why the intermediaries can share such risks with producers. So that's we call this a risk reduction. And after sales service support is some provide service, returns, or repairs. So if I sell products to you in Uzbekistan, and the customers of my car in Uzbekistan, they need some checkup or repair, who will do that? So the intermediary or distributor or dealer of my company, they can take care of this after sales support. So these 6 roles are played by intermediaries. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 types of intermediaries. So first one is importer. So the main role is bring goods into the country and clears the customs. So that's the main role of importer. And what we call distributor is what they buy products and then stock them and resell to retailers or users. Third one is stockist. They hold inventory and supplies local demand. And the agent or broker is what they find buyers and earns commission. And wholesaler is they buys in bulk, resells in small quantities that we call wholesalers. And retailer is sells directly to end consumers. So if we buy products at Korzinka is what? Example of retailer. And the last type is 3PL, is third-party logistics. They provide transport, warehousing, and delivery. So if you expect some roles of your partner, they are mainly involved in these logistic activities, then you can use 3PL. So in general, so ownership of goods, that is a very important point. So this green, yes, 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 that means so they buy products from mainly producers and then resell importers, distributors, stockists, the wholesaler, retailer. They buy products and then resell to the downstream customers. But agent, broker, or 3PL, they don't buy the goods. They just arrange buyer and seller. They are just in between. So agent and broker and 3PL are different from other types of intermediaries. So when we select the intermediaries, we have to consider three things. The first, so what kind of product in question? What product we want to sell? Is a consumer product or industrial product? Or manufacturing patterns are one source or multi-sources? Or purchasing patterns are based on order values or product quality, which pattern? And product needs, lead time is important, or pre and after sales service is important, or installation, so like what TVs or some refrigerators or complicated appliances, somebody has to install for you, and customer induction and training and repair replacement or specialized storage or security. So these are, the what kind of products you are handling. Based on that, you have to select different intermediaries. And second one is market. So physical distribution and delivery method and activities of competition and regulations and customs and practice and consumer practices and special arrangements, something like cartel or economic and political stability. So based on these factors, so market, if you go to US market or you go to China market or you go to African market, so you have to select different types of intermediaries based on these market factors. And then company. So which company as your intermediary? They have some managerial resources and experience, very important. And they have financial resources. They have enough money to do the business. And strategic organization. So who is the decision maker is also another important point. And company policy is maintain brand name and licensing. So what is the company's policy and existing arrangements? This is about the company. So right type of intermediary is what is your objective? Objective. So your objective is a deep market access. Then maybe local distributor is the best fit. If you want a fast setup and limited resources, then maybe you can choose agent or a stockist. And if your objective is full control and direct sales, the subsidiary or direct channel. Subsidiary means It's your own company. You set up your company in USA. So that is, then you can control 100%. And your objective is high logistical complexity. So your logistics are an issue. Then maybe you can use a 3PL or logistics provider. So different objective and different type of intermediary. So this one is more detailed the criteria for evaluating foreign distributors. So you can think first is financial and company strengths, important, and product factors and marketing factors and commitment and facilitating factors. So financial and the company strengths is like financially sound, ability to finance initial sales of subsequent growth, ability to raise additional funding. So it is a lot of factors with regard to the financial preparedness for the business. So that is important. So you want to do business with a distributor, and then they have to buy a certain volume, enough volume from you, but they don't have enough money. Then you have to have difficulty, okay, to dealing with such company. The second one is product factors, is quality and sophistication and familiarity, technical know-how, and patent issues. So the product, your product is a very refined, sophisticated one, then you need the such intermediary. Otherwise, your products cannot be treated properly. Third one is, as we can imagine, is marketing. So important. So they have marketing expertise. They are willing to provide what geographic coverage, or experiences, customer service, or sales force, how many sales men they have, and then market share issue, and what, so to participate in trade shows or trade associations. So a lot of the marketing related things. So how active and how experienced they are expert. So that's important. And then is commitment. It's more than important to anything else. So willingness to invest in sales, commitment to achieving minimum sales target, or positive attitude, or willing to commit advertising resources. So commitment is in short, so how much they devote to your product. If a certain company, they are financially strong and they can handle your product, and then they have good marketing skills, but they have what, handling already A product, B product, C product, D product, and your product, then this commitment is maybe 20% or less. Okay? But they are handling only your product, and then they also want to be successful with your product. So that is very important commitment to your company. The last one is facilitating. Facilitate means to make things going easier. So some connections they have, or experiences, or what government relations, or this is also important, proficiency in English. So you want to communicate with them, and their English is so bad, then miscommunication, and that's very serious issue. So they are proficient in English. That's also another important factor when you select the right intermediary. So this is an example. So you have financial, product, marketing, commitment, facilitating factors. So you have different weight, 4, 3, 3, 3, 5, 4, something like this. So you are familiar with this, right? So decision matrix. It's more complicated one. So distributor 1, 2, 3, three different distributors. You have scores 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 3, like this. And then multiply by this, multiply by this. So distributor 1, how many points? 143. Distribution 2, 122. Distribution 3, distributor 3, 97. So in that case, so you have to choose distributor 1 as the score. So when you have go to the new market, and then you have some candidates, like 3 candidates, then you can make this decision matrix, and then to evaluate and score, okay, and then you can choose the highest score company as your distributor. So this is the point. This is an example of this case. This is loss of automation, the fashion business. So something like garment, we call garment business. So how modern automated these companies are. So this is an example. So fully automated, and then if they receive some orders, and then they pick up where these clothing are kept stored, and then automatically move such products all the way to the truck. So that's very much the modernized system. And then huge scale. And we'll talk about principal and agent. Principal means, for example, you, okay? So you are doing some business. So you are good at producing and development, but you are not good at marketing and sales. Then you can delegate. You can pick up one agent work for you. You give the delegate the authority, your authority, and agent acts and makes decisions. But principal and agent usually have a different self-interest. That's why sometimes it has some conflicts of interest. Agent is working for you, but maybe not 100% because they have their own self-interest. More detail. So motivation. What motivates agent is different from what motivates principal. Asian distributor wants to make money by taking easy business for a large number of principals and keeping costs low. They always want to make more profit. A principal wants a committed agent investing time and effort in achieving high market share. You are the first to the market. Your goal may be so the bigger sales and then bigger market share rather than the profit itself. But agent, actually, they need the more profit from your business. So that is the different type of different motivation. So motivations of principal is for volume, revenue, this sales. But agent needs is profit. Principal is a small number of high market shares, but agent is large number of small market shares. So even if it's a small, they want to get the more income or commission from different sources. It's better for agent. And principal needs a small number of principals handled by agent, but agent wants to handle a large number of principals. And principals needs a brand awareness. You are new to the market. People know aware of your brand is most important first, but agent is risk spreading is more important. And principals needs ability to expand and develop, but agent is security of tenure. Tenure means how long you can work with the principal. That is more important. Investment in development, important for principal. Cost control is more important for agent. Commitment to you, commitment to them, so differences in motivations. Okay, this is a case study of De Beers is for the integration into diamond industry value chain. So their slogan is "But diamond is forever." De Beers is the largest diamond company in the world. This is very famous advertising.
The deepest oceans of our time, the ornaments I want mine. Are you in the backseat of my car, asleep? If the world were to stop and you had key, forget love. You don't forget love. You don't forget love. You don't forget me.
So this is type of a propose about that. So this is a diamond distribution. So diamond sources, maybe a lot of African countries. De Beers company, they own all the mines and central members and outside open market. And a central selling organization, this time the De Beers is what under De Beers control. Excuse me. It's a Diamond Producers Association, Diamond Purchasing and Trading Company, Diamond Trading Company. And these two types is Diamond Corporation. These are CSO, and then go to the cutting and polishing centers. So these are the raw diamond, and then cutting and make it into jewelry. So major, only 5 centers in the world: New York, London, Antwerp in Belgium, Tel Aviv in Israel, Mumbai in India, and then go to manufacturer and wholesaler, and then retailer and end customer like us. So their distribution, the markups, very interesting. So cost of mining, so 0.5 carat gem diamond. So cost of mining in Africa, for example, is $100. They're selling at $100. And the mine sales company, they buy at 100 and 100, and then 67% margin. That means $67. So they are selling at $167. So dealers of rough gems, they buy at $167, and then 20% markup. So 20% of this is 33, right? So 33 is what, 200. So they are buying at 167, and then they are selling at 200. Cutting units, they are cutting diamonds. So they buy at $200, and then after cutting, they have 100% markup. 100% of this is 200. So they are selling at 400. They buy at 200 and sell at 400. And wholesale dealers, they buy at $400 and then 15% markup. 50% of this is $60. So they are selling to the retailer $460. Retailers, they buy at $460 and then 100% markup. So 920. So you are buying at 920. But African the miners, they receive only $100. So that is a distribution of diamond. This is an example like Japanese. So this is we call conventional distribution channel: producer, wholesaler, retailer, and consumer. But number one wholesaler, number two wholesaler, number one retailer, number two retailer. So Japanese distribution channel very complicated. I also experienced when I first entered the Japanese market, very difficult to intervene over here. Why? Because they are doing this kind of system like generations, like from grandfather, great grandfather, 200 years, 300 years. So that's why it's very difficult to break into it. This is famous banana split model. It's like something like diamond, okay, diamond market. So if you have banana, so plantation workers receive only 2%, plantation owner only 10%, and then transnational companies 31%, and the ripeners or distributors 17%, and the retailers 40%. So you pay $1, for example. The retailers 40 cents, and the ripeners, distributors 17 cents. Transnational companies, multinational 31%, and plantation owner even is 10 cents. Workers 2 cents, 2 cents. So transnationals, big four. Have you heard about? Maybe you may have heard about that. So Chiquita and Dole and Delmont and Ficus. So only four companies they are dealing with this banana sales in the world. And the last topic is parallel importing. So importing genuine branded, not fake, genuine, into market without a permission of the trademark owner, often called the gray market, not black market, gray market. And products are authentic, not counterfeit, and sold outside official distribution channels. Happens because price differences between countries, exchange rate fluctuations up and down, and market shortages or high demand or lack of regional control. So these factors that make the parallel importing occur. And examples of Sony camera in Southeast Asia, like what Malaysia, Singapore, such countries, parallel importers bring Japanese version at lower prices, bypassing official Sony distributors. So they buy from Singapore and selling to India or Indonesia. So it's like not through the authorized dealers. Okay, so by the unofficial or the dealers in different countries. Rolex watch purchased in low tax market like Dubai, we sold in the high priced market like Europe or Middle East. And the Toyota Land Cruiser imported from the Middle East to US and before official availability sold by independent dealers. So if my friend, for example, bought Mercedes, the sedan by the parallel importing. So after use 2 years, and then they brought to the dealer shop for maintenance, a checkup, and then fixing some part. And then they said, "Oh, I checked the serial number, and then oh, it's not sold by us. We cannot do that." So it's not by official dealer. So that's why that kind of some disadvantages when you buy parallel importing, even if it's a cheaper price. And lastly is a case study, Apple and Samsung phones. So as you know, the Apple is from USA and the Samsung is from South Korea. And the high margin and premium and high volume and multi-tier over 175 countries to over 200 countries. And in terms of control, is Apple is what highly centralized the vertical integration. Samsung is rather decentralized and flexible regional adaptation. Retail strategy is its own flagship store, Apple Store, and online store and selective retailers. Samsung is what heavy reliance on third-party distributors and telecom companies. Channel types is direct and selective intermediaries. Samsung is what multi-channel, including stockists and mass retail. Inventory flow is what's assembled in China and the global hubs to final mile. Samsung is for regional manufacturing and then local distribution. And key intermediaries is authorized resellers, Best Buy and telecom companies. And Samsung is for national distributors, telecom companies, and stockists. So it's a different distribution approach. And supply chain and distribution flow, Apple iPhone is assembled in China by Foxconn company. You remember, right? They're a contract manufacturer. Shipped to the regional distribution centers in Singapore, Netherlands, and US. And delivered to Apple retail store, online customers, DTC, and then select carriers and the resellers control channel. Samsung Galaxy is assembled in Vietnam, India, and Korea, shipped to regional distributors or local stockists, delivered to telecom partners like Verizon in USA, Vodafone in Germany, and the electronics retailers example as a MediaMarkt and Reliance Digital. An online marketplace example Amazon and Flipkart. So it's different distribution strategies. So strategic focus is a brand control is what very high and medium. Selective distribution and the uniform CX, customer experience. And medium is a wide channel and varied CX. Speed to market is moderate for Apple, fast for Samsung. Why? Because it's centralized decision, but this is decentralized and regional agility. Cost efficiency is lower priority, premium experience focus. A high priority is scale and research focus, rich focus. Market responsiveness moderate, and the Samsung is high, products tailored to the markets. A result and trade-offs. So profit margin very high, 38%, and the Samsung moderate, 17%. Most Chinese is less than 10%, even less than 5% margin. And the inventory turnover low, It's due to the premium slower sales, but Samsung is very high due to volume sales. Customer experience is highly consistent, and it varies by region and channel. And market share is a low volume and dominant in premium, higher global smartphone volume. The total of the total sales is bigger in Samsung, but Apple has more profit. So this is the assignment topic. So if you were launching a new smartphone brand, would you follow Apple's or Samsung's distribution strategy, or why? So we'll talk about this next week in the classroom, so offline, face-to-face. So thank you for your listening. This is the part 2 of Chapter 8, International Distribution. Thank you.